Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, I'm Navida Hariharan, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all today for the Couch Talk on Germany and India's smart factories shaping the future together, jointly hosted by EDAC-PS and IGCC. This conversation brings together leading voices from Germany and India to explore how digitalization is evolving into the industrial metaverse, transforming the future of manufacturing. For more than 25 years, EDAC-PS has built strong bridges between Germany and India, combining engineering excellence with agile innovation to create the next generation of factories and end-to-end smart industry solutions. Since its founding in 1969, the company's 360-degree development approach has become a hallmark of holistic engineering, from the first concept to the full-scale industrial realization. EDAC plays a key role in driving innovation and transformation across industries with their deep expertise in software and digitalization. And with that, now I would like our panelists to introduce themselves, starting with you, Radhika.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Niveda, for the warm welcome. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Radhika Mehta. I'm the Regional Director of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce for the Western region, and very happy to be back with a company that has been really closely connected to the Chamber for many years now. So it's a pleasure to host this webinar for you, Mr. Rainer and Mr. Keller. Please,
many thanks for this opportunity to have this webinar here in India with the help of IGCC. My name is Rainer Wittig. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of EDAC Production Solutions, and I'm overall responsible for the strategy development of EDAC worldwide activities, but I'm also the Managing Director of EDAC India, and I'm working together with India close to 20 years now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, warm welcome also from my side. My name is Dirk Keller. I'm Executive Vice President of EDAC Production Solutions, with the focus on industry solutions and smart factory projects. And I oversee in my responsibility many digitalization and production engineering projects. And I'm connecting them to the industrial metaverse to create value for you as the potential customers.
Good afternoon, audiences, friends. I'm Vipin Chandra. I am the director at EDAC-PS India, responsible for, of course, operational development as well as implementation of the strategy together with the headquarters, whatever we need to achieve as a global company in India.
So hello everyone, I'm Ritesh Mattu. I am responsible as Vice President Sales and Marketing for EDAC in India. My prime job is to connect the market to EDAC locally and also from globe, mainly around Europe and China. I thank IGCC for the close cooperation we are having for last 2 to 3 years, where we are building up more chances to the market to get to know about EDAC and bring this technology landscape more and more into realization particularly for the Indian market as such. So I think we shouldn't give it more thought before handing over to the moderator.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. And we're bringing this webinar to you from the EDAG office in Viman Nagar in Pune. And it's really a pleasure to be in this room. So without further ado, I'm going to first give the question to you, Rainer, because of course you're the pillar for EDAG in India. And when we look at this company as a real global engineering organization, we know that you have a very distinctive framework for innovation and what you call the 5 elements of industry solutions. Maybe do you want to tell our audiences a little bit about that?
First of all, I would like to say that we have changed our strategies over the years, that we have started in the activities, work together as a VCC center, and have developed our activities here in India over the time to a global delivery center. And after, or let's say we have seen in the market for the future in the past that there were coming more and more activities in the local market. We have transferred also our knowledge from Germany to India, also to be able to be a global capability center here in India. And to explain about this activities on those 5 elements, I need Dirk hand over this topic to him, that he can explain this more in depth. And this shows what our strategy brings from Germany to India.
Yeah, thank you, Rainer. So as Rainer mentioned, we are as IDAG a global engineering solutions provider, and we have to focus on German engineering, but also on the local implementation competence here in India. So that's what us differentiates from many other competitors. So focusing on our portfolio, so we put together 5 elements in the industry solution portion, starting with the first 2 of them, smart product and smart factory. That's the core DNA within the over 50 years experience that we have in our worldwide EDAG organization. We are the experts for developing smart products and smart factories. So that's where we come from. So on the product development side, we are starting with the design, going over the mechatronical engineering, focusing on energy systems, on connectivity, on HMI modules, and last but not least, robust software, scalable software, what brings the product into the digital twin. So on the smart factory side, we are starting with the industrialization of developed products. And it's for sure really important if you would like to automate manual production processes, you have to have the right product which is able to be automated, manufactured in place. So, and that's the starting point for us in the smart factory. Having this information and having done the work, we are defining all the processes needed and doing the detail engineering for all the equipment in the production facility, what is needed for an automated production. But more than that, we are also focusing on efficient supply chain, because such a plant needs parts and has to send other parts to other regions, so that's also important. And all the things are combined by our production IT competence within the automation pyramid, which brings the digitalization and the smart into the factory. And at the end of the day, we are connecting everything in the digital twin and bringing this in the industrial metaverse. But beside these 2 home fields of the IDAG group, there are 2 big mega trends. One of them is demographic change. We are facing this change wherever in the world we are doing projects. So, and we decided to bring the human in the center of our engineering activities. So that's really important. Starting with training concepts for production workers, or also safeguarding knowledge if people are retiring. So, and we are doing this with the help of the metaverse, using generated engineering data, bringing the knowledge into the data, and storing this in the metaverse. So, and the second mega trend is digitalization. So, what makes our customers happy, so to say. So we are bringing, besides the smart product and the smart factory, a third element, smart ecosystem, which combines digital projects, which brings the product and the factory alive. So, and all 4 of them we are combining and bringing into the 5th element, industrial metaverse, where we put the digital twins from the product, from the factory, from the human, and from the ecosystem into one data layer. And doing data-driven business models, and in combination with AI-driven engineering tools, we are creating value for the customers. So this in a short words, what rounds our portfolio up.
Wow, that's quite an exhaustive description and really fascinating for us to know. So maybe Ritesh, you want to add how this, how these 5 elements are kind of finding their expression with your clients in India.
it's becoming a trend. It's more or less the entire talk in all the customer talks now are more into how we can come out of data silos. Yeah, so it's like product guys have their own databases. They work on their own PLM. Factory automation guys have their own databases. They work on a different amalgamation software, and then IT side is completely isolated. So all three pillars of the main from product until digitization, if you are carrying them, they don't have one platform. Yeah, where do all of these three functions integrate? So what EDAG has done is, what is interesting for the market is EDAG has built a software stack as Meteus. So Meteus is doing exactly solving the problem what the market has. So what we are doing, the production, even taking it to the production strategy, we are bringing all the data into one industrial cloud where everyone is interacting with the same data set and it is real-time updated. So every function knows really what is triggering the next change. And it's powered with a new AI application stack, which is co-developed with NVIDIA or with other partners, with plugins created at EDAG, especially for every bundle which is coming into this ecosystem. And it is a real-time manageable tool with a complete visualization of your projects. So this is what we bring to the market, and it is having huge traction. It's having huge traction overall.
I mean, I'm sure when you integrate everything, it's creating a value that is not seen before. And I think that's what EDAG is probably known for since the last 25 years. So I'm going to take this opportunity to now find Bipin. And Bipin, you've been a pillar for EDAG India since the last 20 years, over almost 20 years out of the 25 years that you're celebrating now, the silver jubilee of the company. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit of how this, this piece that started as a small, part of the global giant has actually now evolved into a very integral part for the global company.
I would say, when I hear my CEOs, they tell me, India is now the jewel in the crown of EDAG. And this is not
proud of that.
They are proud of
it.
Not only us, but also EDAG globally. They have built their subsidiaries worldwide, and it takes a lot of time, over a long period of time, to stabilize and to have a look how things develop around. And this has not come, let's say, in a short notice or in a short breath. So initially, of course, it was a small start. Customers were looking for merely best cost solutions or small side projects, so giving small responsibilities. But then, of course, from the Germany headquarters, the vision was very clear. Ability to think, what's the advantage of India, what we can do for it, and this has really helped us in India. So we started with a small base, then really went into new technologies. Employees were also being trained together on the long journey steps. And when you do small steps, of course, not with the right now we need more speed for sure right now. But when you do right steps, right future thinking, and India is the right choice. And that's why today we are very proud that we fit into the strategy of EDAG as well. And also for our country, it's important when EDAG in India is quite well established for our local customers.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But maybe do you want to give us one or two real reference points or reference projects that happened that were really flagship, that kind of hit the, opened the eyes of the German global headquarters, that this was something that really made an impact?
Yeah, I think when I I think one project is very interesting, especially very recent, and we all of us know renewable energies and is a big topic on it, and there are different sections inside it, out of which electrolyzers is a very big focus, and how to have a smart factory and a complete factory planning to build a new technology, especially. This is how we are able to approach it for locally for a customer in India. And then Indian customer sees the presence not only from headquarters Germany, but also largely in India. That's another good example. Maybe another example.
Maybe Ritesh, you want to add to that.
I have many examples.
But only one.
We have a long list of questions.
Yeah, so I think this, we are more by DNA known as an automotive firm. This is our DNA. But the industry focus is equal for Iraq. That's how we have grown in last 10 to 15 years. Like in the industrialization segment, we have a customer base around 50%, which is not from automotive. So we are focusing on new technologies, on medical sector. So the first breakthrough project what we had from the local market, that was mainly into the pharma sector.
Okay.
So there we had a very specialist role in terms of a technology partner to localize a international pharma fluid mix system overall. So this has to be localized, produced cost effectively, but the target market is US. Yeah, so you see that you are developing it internally at Iraq, but it's not for the Indian market.
Yeah.
But then you're developing the product for a US market where the regulatory conditions are very strict, much beyond Europe also. So that is the trajectory we have had in the last 10, 15 years.
And the true test of
the entire organization in India. But this has flown also into other sectors, into cells, into consumer electronics. So we are at par. We are having the same focus as to automotive and industry at par. And it is only one of the rarest organizations which can do that actually.
So I'll just add one.
yes, please.
Here, our customers have a very unique requirement. They need a German technology for sure, something which is reliable, something which you can trust, but also needs this agility and flexibility from the local subsidiary office. At the moment, those days are gone. Now
Yes,
the
you
speed,
can
we can do it with so much, and this brings us a really good value proposition to customers for sure. And especially like the topic today for smart factories, which is what customers are really talking about, and this makes a very value addition for them.
So, as we can see, there's a great amalgamation that's already happening between the two countries and the two cultures. Maybe again coming back and circling back to you, Raina, would you like to share how this cooperation and collaboration got built? I'm sure there were some learnings that happened between the two countries in the intercultural space. So how did this collaboration come together, both interpersonally as well as for the organization?
That was a tough time every time. And over the years, we developed a system where we learn from each other. And when I look from the German point of view, the most important topic for us is to talk to the Indian colleagues on the same level, let's say on the same level on the ice, so that no one is a more qualified guy or the other one. We are all in the same boat and we are sitting together and moving together in the right direction. This will be possible when we are working together and are talking on the same level. That's one of the most important topics. And the other thing is trust. Trust is another second important topic, that we have to trust in the capabilities and on the qualification of the colleagues. They are colleagues, they are not a supplier from somewhere, and that's the reason that this was also working very well, and we had a continuously exchange of employees between both countries. And in the beginning, it was more coming to Germany, but this is now changed completely. Mostly the Germans have to come to India for those transformation. And this is an interesting thing, how the time of the things have changed over the time. And this is a real cultural change for both sides. And what we made also to give them, everyone the understanding what means cultural. We gave the Indian colleagues cultural training, but also the German ones. Yeah. So everyone understands why the Germans are so crazy, and on the other way around, why the Indians are doing this in this way and not the other way around.
So let's say it was not just a cultural change, it was a real exchange of
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
And the exchange has helped and benefited, obviously.
We made programs that we had the leadership team, for example, we have organized our structure in a, let's say, a twin model. Nothing to do with the digital twin, but we have organized our structure on both sides in the same way. There is a clear understanding who's responsible, who's talking to whom, and they are sitting also again together in one boat, one responsibility. And we made the exchange here in India, brought them together. We played cricket, and I can tell you that was my first time to play cricket.
In Fulda also, in Germany also.
And we made this also in the other way around. We have played also football. And so this is helping such activities to understand each other, to build really teams and to trust them again.
Yeah.
And this is a really good base for the work then. When you have a problem and you call your colleague, it's much easier when you know him and you have some fun together.
Yeah, I think with that, mutual trust and respect being developed,
Absolutely.
I think that kind of completely changes the equation and really has
Absolutely.
the flow to happen with people.
And you see every time how the people are working together, then how the eyes are
Shining bright.
With the shining, that's really good.
Jeff, would you like to add anything from your end in terms of any observations on the cultural exchange?
Yes, sure. So I think the training never ends. I think that's the important topic. So we have a 25 years history together, in working together and then doing projects. But so every single day comes something new.
Yeah.
So we have a good culture in between Germany and India, but new projects, new qualifications, new employees on both sides. Are bringing new options, so to say, and we are working closely together every single day to keep this close partnership and the eye level up and running. I think that's an important topic. You can never stop.
Yeah, I think that's what we believe in India, that when you can really meet the person in the eye, and that nothing substitutes that eye contact and that way of working together. Ritesh,
If
any
I may,
comments?
it's like all we know that the world is going farther away.
Yeah.
But data and communication speaks the other way around. Yeah. So it's easier to connect now than before. So miscommunication or loss of any actions is now becoming very obsolete in terms of technology discussions with our colleagues in Europe, in China. We are now more connected at the workforce level, and there is only one mission why this cultural thing is now becoming much easier to handle. There is go to market is not now 5 years. It's faster go to market. You need to react to those situations. You have at least a product cycle not more than 2.5 years now. So for that, cultures have been able to accommodate that. So that has given this entire push for everyone to have a joint team and a strong team to deliver potentially the product to the market much faster. So I believe it is more again related to how the data layers have now come to every level, at the management level, at the working level. So everyone is now focused around a database. So their clear target is to deliver good engineering potential to the market. And rest culturally, they are more aligned now with this strategic vision, because globally you are now dealing with products which will deploy from Europe to India, from India to US. So everyone is collaborating more in this ecosystem now. So I think it is a good sign overall, and I hope this can deliver better products to the market from here.
Anything that you'd like to add?
I can share my experience that life was easy for us in locally, because we as Indians are really technology hungry and have young engineers. When you get support from headquarters and you have a chance to learn new technology, you get good mutual respect. Life is quite easy. I think so. Whenever you think with open mind, long-term perspective, with mutual trust, it's a perfect recipe for any company. And this is my experience. Of course, we can share it. I would like to say.
I mean, that That's really
That's-
something that
it's
is
a natural fit.
given, and
It's a natural fit. You work for a German company, so it's a by default expectation. I will learn, and I have an aspire to learn and not to repeat new technology, new word, more agile, and the same. So it's perfect blend for me. Yeah, perfect blend.
So, of course, it's evident that IDAG has fixed both the pillars, right? The expertise in German engineering as well as the human power to, excel. So, with this brutal combination, and I think you were leading to that space, how do you win your customers?
It's transparency. There's only one word to it. It's transparency, and that's the motto what we have from the group as well. Be transparent to the customer, and with the you can say strong engineering and project management skills at IDA. The idea is to deliver KPI-driven output to the end user, whether it is into B2B or any other sectors, and have clear shared goals with them, and have a strategic roadmap towards a risk analysis. Who is dealing with a particular risk when it is coming up? So we are evaluating the risk before it is potentially there. So it is more or less, you can say, this is a strategic approach what has come out of Germany to India. To plan yourself better in terms of a project or in terms of delivering a product to the market. And that has helped also in the Indian market, and this is well appreciated when we are really at par with any of the parallel ecosystem, we are preferred. So I think that transparency to the customer is the key to the Indian market actually.
So he talks about KPIs and process transparency. You are the operations expert.
Yeah.
So for you, what is the delivery outcome? How do you maintain that for people?
We invest in people.
Yeah.
I mean, technology is the backbone. Technology is the foundation for us. But what has been a winning success model is when you invest in people, people invest back in the company. That has been. You trust your customers. Don't try to sell. Don't try to sell it. Try to understand the problem. Be very transparent. Make a risk analysis. And this is what we have built up in India with our processes, with our knowledge, and from each level in the organization. And this is what I would say as a sharing to a success model.
Yeah, I think for a lot of us who have been in this Indo-German space, I think our operations and our deliverables speak for ourselves to kind of let the word of mouth grow and attract people. I agree to the fact that we've never really sold our services, but we've stood for our brand very clearly, and that I think has really had its own progression, and that's been actually a very, I think, a more, how would I say it, more.
Yeah, it's a natural growth.
Yeah, and it's not 1 + 1 is 2. It's
Yeah.
multiplying at a much more significant pace than it's exponential.
It's exponential, and
then I was trying to get that out. Thank you.
I mean, what also I personally add, one is product selling. First selling, then only a product, but when you do an engineering and in an adaptive way, that makes life much more exciting. Exciting for all of us, including our customers.
When I look a little bit backwards, it was happening in 2015 when the Make in India was started. I was part of the opening ceremony on the Hannover Messe.
Yeah, I was there too.
And Mr. Modi made the opening speech.
Yeah.
And this gives me, for my personal, such an inspiring moment to motivate India more to support on this topic especially. And when I look backwards, last week I was invited to the Indian embassy in Berlin, where the Minister of Economy was from India last week, and there was a round table and I was part of it, and there was also Made in India Mittelstand initiative, and this shows this activity is really driven from India and is converted really to something what is helping the country a lot at the moment and develops the country very well to prepare for all the things what are coming up. And for us as Germans, it is an unbelievable potential with 1.4 billion people with an average of age of 28 point something and with such highly motivated colleagues and people who are living here. And this is for us a real great potential to develop it and to bring it forward with the view of make in India. And there's another point. Yes, we have explained how we can make it automated and with the digitalization and all the topics, but we are also the expert to start on a small field and to develop together with our customers step by step. Maybe, not maybe, we will have then a vision where we have to go, but this we can go and to develop together with our customers so that this is not at the beginning a highly automated production field. We can develop this step by step, coming from the manual to semi-con automation and then later on to the automation, but also we are able to start with new products and to develop the best process for this production field. And this we can do together with our customers and bring this then in time to the right place with the right concept.
When you talk so much about people in India, and of course it being such a big nation for you to tap into, Vipin, have you found challenges with retaining your people? India is an aspirational society. There's no question about it. Everyone wants to grow really fast, and they want to be very successful, and really up in their game. So how do you manage to motivate, retain your talent?
I'm happy to share. Opposite is true.
Yeah.
We have very low attrition rate.
I'm sure. I didn't even mention the word attrition. I wouldn't even dare to. I'm sure you don't have it.
And it comes from our systematic approach from our HR, of course, which is driven together not only from the technical qualifications but also the career growth plan. And so there's 3-4 pillars. First of the pillar is the technical Ausbildung, we call it. That is, you build people on the main fundamental skills. And then, of course, second comes on your soft skills part. And then it must be connected to a career part. And then also an exchange program together with Germany and India. So when you, as I mentioned in my previous statement, when you really do a holistic approach, of course, with the proper systems, and German companies are known for their processes, and if you believe in that and implement it, then it's really works for us.
Yeah.
And that has been for us, not only in some functions, all major divisions, I would say, at of course us, all major divisions, we have this very high, of course, employee loyalty.
Yeah.
And then this over a period of time, you can really assess, which strategies were good in which regions. Of course, India is completely different, and but it works. It works.
And I'm sure that the HR is doing a fabulous job, and they have a secret sauce there that they're not really willing to share in all details. I can
probably add one thing from my side. What I see at the moment. Our team is really experienced over many years now. We have not only some, we have many employees who are longer than 15 years with us, and our whole leadership team, most of them are 20 years with us. So this shows a good base of knowledge, capabilities, that we can transfer all those things here internally in India. It is not only that they have to trust on Germany. So there is a great base also here in our company established.
Yeah, which is really nice to know because, of course, Germany, the Mittelstand, is known for its succession planning and its
Yeah.
legacy, and you've managed to create a legacy in
That's
India.
something what I'm driving also with
Yeah,
those guys,
yeah.
and they like it so much.
Yeah, that's what it's known for that. But I'm sure that it's nice to know that this legacy is established, and I'm sure you are also doing a lot to keep your leadership team not, also very agile. Like while they are there for many years, they also are very agile and very, very up to date with times, right?
We have several management programs.
I'm
And,
sure.
Yeah, of course, it's part of
Together with IGTC.
also.
Some with
some
IGTC,
with
yes, I
IGTC,
can
some-
very proudly say so that we had some very good people
But
from the
our
organization.
experience has been also with the faculty and the course module. I think it has. So far. I've
I'm
seen people
glad.
who have done that for 3-4 years ago, and then you see the results are coming after
A while. Yeah, I think that general management program kind of changes
It
the
shakes you up.
thinking a little bit. It
Yeah.
helps you understand the business as a whole.
Yeah, I see that.
And yeah. So Dirk, maybe you want to say a few words about how you have seen these trends in India, because India is such a, like we said, a booming economy. What is it from your perspective that's really been, unique for you? You've seen it different, or you've done something different, especially for India. We're happy to hear from you.
Yeah, everything comes in our organization with projects. I think that's important. Having the right projects gives the whole organization opportunity to grow from a competence level, from a cost performance level, from everything.
Yeah.
And I think beside all this HR topics we discussed, how we build relationships, how we train the workforce, I think the most part comes with projects, working together.
Yeah.
So, and what we found out, we have in India excellent expertise in the IT environment, and that's important for us, making production plants smart. So, and that's what is reflected also in our 5 elements, ecosystem and metaverse as a growing business in the future. And our Indian colleagues are core in this business. So we are not building up a new resource in Germany. So we are building up this resource here in India and combining the German engineering and the IT competence and the hunger, like Pipping said, to reach more and more and more and grow on a personal base and bring this together in projects and defining great success also for our customers.
That's nice. But that brings me to one more topic that I believe you did very well a couple of months ago, just before I came back, the Smart Industry Summit, right?
Yeah.
That was something I believe which was a spectacular success in Delhi. Maybe you want to say something. What was the vision behind that? How did you conceptualize this?
We have started the year before an activity in Germany was called EDA Goes
EDA
Goes
Industry.
And we were the driver on this in our EDA group world. And this means we were driving it as production solutions, means on the production manufacturing field. But it was then also that our product development colleagues, 360 engineering possibilities, were integrated, that we push our activities more and more to the industry. And out of this activity, we said we have to focus also on the Indian market. This is an important market for us, and we see great potentials and how we can reach visibility. And therefore we decided, okay, on a short term, we can make activities to participate on events, congress, where we can have speeches, that's fine. But let's organize our own event. And then we have decided, okay, we will do it then in Delhi, and this close to the airport, and organize an event with speeches, couch talks, to give our guests the feeling and the newest information about technologies, but also on the other side, what they have heard on stage, there was a marketplace organized
Mm.
directly so that they can have the direct talk afterwards with those experts to come together, talk about and understand much better. You can touch, feel, and smell. I'm saying every time this helps to understand.
Of course.
And this was the idea behind to get visibility, to come more and more to the market, that the potential customers know from us, we are there, we are ready to go, and we are ready to go for Make in India. And this is a important message what we want to transfer. And with the help from you guys, it was really a successful event.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I think it's one aspect more. So it's hard for us as an engineering company to present our engineering services because it's only data. So and the world becomes more complicated, and all this digitalization drivers needs us to collaborate with other companies. I think that's also an aspect from the Smart Industry Summit, not only to present what is EDA capable to do, because making products or production facilities smart, you need more competencies than we have as a standalone company EDA. So, and we are integrating big partners and great partners like NVIDIA, Siemens, SAP, and many others more. To work with us and to showcase what we are together able to do and where's the value for the customers. So, and it's an open discussion where we can have the collaboration also with the attendees, because we're having some ideas, but what's important for the field, and get his feedback and adapt this to our portfolio. I think that's the second aspect why we set up this event, and we're having this as a global event starting in Germany. We were in June in India, in October in the United States, and so combining the different continents together with the summit.
So did you see any are there one or two such really strong partnerships that got built on that day with, or is there anything that you could, potentially name as, or is it better not to name? I don't know. But
we hand over this question to Ritesh, our sales guy.
Anything that you feel that has really,
This summit was all about how you are basically building a project collaboratively. So this means with the entire stack, what EDAG offers overall to the market, it starts with mainly product maturity. So if the product is mature, you can go for any kind of manufacturing planning around it or a production strategy around it. So this product maturity, then production planning, then the data layer, then the automation layer. So these are 4 layers typically which go into any kind of industrialization scenario. And how do you evaluate it? Now you have a huge responsibility to deliver as a PMO function, for example. So we are taking this beyond PLM. What we are saying is PLM is for the core team. So beyond PLM, how does the PMO have the entire function over the entire product line until it is on the ground, touched by the customer and end customer. So there we have built a strong use case where we are able to give this tool to the project manager. He can real time have all the data from all the data points which are real time connected. So he can always even ask by a prompt, where is my project in this area, for example, where it stands in electricals. It can give him ready-made dashboards. This is where you have to focus. This is lagging. This is going to defer your timelines. And this approach is typically now moving beyond presentations and data by Excel sheets. So the project manager really does not need to converse with a hierarchy inside an organization on the technical level. They can keep doing their work, and he is directly doing also his work from the system based on this data what he has. So this was one of the use cases what went into the Smart Industry Summit. There's huge momentum around it. Not only this application, we have to always stay focused mainly to the all work streams what we deliver. We deliver it from, you can say, the pre-planning of any capex around the industrial environment. So that comes with the strong technical due diligence what we have in terms of any kind of a industrialization project for any product in factory planning setups. This could come up from semiconductor minute particles to taking it up into a complete electrolyzer field to taking it into aerospace. In between sits the prime, our jewel, the automotive. Yeah, so we are taking it in the entire value chain and how you will deal with different work streams from layouts, from IT/OT integration. So taking it from the field level. From the field level on the sensor level until connected services in the ERP. So we are not losing any pillar in between, whether it is mechanical design, whether it is electricals, whether it is a data integration. We are bringing this entire package, a bouquet to the customer that we are your right-hand partner. We are not your supplier, we are a partner. So this we are able to now talk to our openly with our customers after the Smart Industry Summit. I cannot give you the names which you are looking for, but I can tell you the sectors definitely which are becoming more and more relevant outside the comfort zone of the industry in India. It is mainly the next growth is mainly semiconductors and electronics. So this is known to everyone, and there the knowledge of EDAG in terms of industrialization is immense.
Typically, what is the size of the teams that work on projects? I mean, what is a typical project team looking like?
Project team typically would, we are not, again, we are not a standalone unit. EDAG operates very amalgamated way. So it is depending always whether you are delivering from a work stream level, what kind of services you are offering for the project, or if you are doing the entire factory, for example, with all the work streams which are necessary, even for civil architecture, you will approve, for example. So when you are taking it from the product to complete civil, for example, then you have different work streams. Then what we do is we globally integrate the entire group tech experts. This team at the factory level could be sometimes maybe more than 200 or something on one job, for example. But it is always depending on what are our work streams where we are playing.
Yeah. Do you, by any chance, I mean, while you get a lot of factory design and engineering design, do you get any services by any chance to be designed? Services to be kind of mapped out and designed. If it's not an engineering shop floor factory project.
Like you explained, we have 5 elements.
Yeah.
And
where you can
smart factory is one part, and a very large part of this theme. But of course, you can have different services in all the 5 elements out of it. So, like you mentioned, what Ritesh mentioned, if services could be a part of, let's say, from digitalization part of it, it could be a small part, or it can also range from the product side.
That's what I was asking. That if a company does not have a product but it's a service-driven company,
you mean to say,
does that get digitalized at EDAG?
It is, I think, relevant. What we are doing, you typically do not need a product. This comes more under the public solutions, what we offer to the market. So public solutions, you necessarily don't have a physical product. Then you are talking about IT networks. Then you are talking about data lakes, data aggregation. It could potentially be into hospital networks where you need to compile all the data.
Yeah, education, maybe, I don't know.
Is not
could
the
be
focus,
anywhere.
then is the data.
Yeah.
So this is played in the 4th pillar, what
Good point.
they pointed out. This is comes
I can bring business to you.
I'll get this point after Ritesh.
smart ecosystem. What we offer to the market, you necessarily don't have a direct product, but the product is already in your infrastructure, but then you are working with the data around it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think, that, is there.
I'll just add one.
Yeah.
I think a few years ago in Germany, they started with the we know AR, VR, everyone. Most of them are in industry are using for games and gamification. But in the real industry, for a real project, and especially for qualification of workers or let's say high mission, this is done by that. So in the first step, we had several use cases in Germany and had been done. We also showed to customers. And I think the next future, which I'm seeing, is also, let's say, to an education part. The way you appreciate or you consume the data or the learning process, how industrialization is changing, I see it could also definitely change in the future way of education.
Especially on the points where the factory is not built. And you have no production field to train the people who have to work later than on the field. This is then very positive to do. And the next benefit is that you have not to use material. You are doing it only digitally, and you can do it 10 times,
Exactly.
20 times.
The scope is much wider.
And this is helping a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe we can also talk about this education for the paint shop, which was done in Brazil, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we did many projects in this area. So, but most of them are related to greenfield projects. Somewhere in the world, so where there's no infrastructure, so where the workforce not is available and not trained. And 10, 15 years ago, you had to invest in trainings hardware to build up in a training facility all the processes so that we can qualify the workforce. So, and in the last projects, we did this generated from the engineering data in our metaverse offset, with VR and AR technologies. And we trained in the last project in the United States 200 workforce up front. The final facility was running. So, and it saved the customers on one hand a lot of money, and on the other hand, experts were sitting in Germany, so they could still sit in Germany and do their work there. And they brought up front their knowledge into the system, and it doesn't have to travel. So was a great success, and this portion is going.
And maybe to give you guys who are not in this room a little bit an idea what we are talking about, there are projects done from our side where manual painting is possible to learn in a digital base. And all the other thing, only to give you an idea, this is not only automotive or the industry, we have generate an education system for fire workers, how they have to
douse the fire.
Douse the fire without risk, and but also to get the feeling it's getting warmer. All those nice things are integrated, and those options we have with the system, and we can transfer this to the needs of our customers. This is another potential, for sure.
Catering services is completely good. Yeah, I think so. You have a complete more.
It's not only the smart factory.
That's right, no? So
there's much more.
When you think as a layperson, you start thinking of multiple other applications in the space. So yeah, we spoke a lot about the present. How do you see the future? What is the factory of 2030 and onward looking like?
I see that in the Indian market at the moment, many things are ongoing. And driven from the base, from the government in different areas. Is it electrification? Is it electrolyzer? Is it green energy? And what I have seen in the last years, that there was developed a lot on roads and airports and all those things. And this will pay into all those things what is needed on the next step. There are the change on the market in India himself, make in India, but there are also some other effects who are coming from the crisis worldwide on the global activities with the wars and the activity then to build some new potentials from Germany and India, but also to take business from China here to India, to bring it closer to Europe again. So those are many potentials, but also here in India, we have to see the automation rate in several fields are not such high. And this we have to develop carefully. It is not possible to do in one shot. And this is something that is cost intensive, but the money back have to be also there. And this is something what step by step have to be developed. And this is, I think, a great potential what is here in India. And I would be happy to support some of you guys outside here on this room on those topics to help that you can reach the next level also on this business growing scenario. And I think there is a huge potential here in India.
And that's going to keep you here forever.
Why not?
Absolutely.
I have trained in this year, beginning of the year, I was staying here 3 months, so I liked it.
Dirk, would you like to add something?
In addition to that, with this growing market in the digitalization area, so for automation in the smart factories and all the stuff, and bringing all this to the metaverse, I will see a growing competence here in India into the next 2 or 3 years to define the standards and to drive this business. To get a world a little bit more digital and make the things better.
Any closing comments, Vipin?
My life is easy right now. I don't have to convince that India
needs attention.
Yeah,
we are sold.
We are sold. And of course, but it brings responsibility also. Customers starts with the customers. Customers expect the solutions, the flexibility, the agility, and to be on point. What is possible, not possible, and of course, so this also brings a lot of responsibility to us.
With great power comes great responsibility and great accountability, of course.
Yeah, and then you make your plans for your vision, what you want to reach, and this you see then step by step you can reach it, and this is a good sign then.
So it's actually now perfectly the Indian market is coming very close to you can say European market, as the market fit of Iraq is now well accepted into the Indian region, because that's also that the industries have now come up with newer technologies what they want to invest. So it's all depends ultimately what is their FID. So when they are deciding to invest, and this last 5 years have been tremendous on that field, and we right now we can say that we have brilliant references from our legacy to every industry field. This is also relevant because we are very independent. So Iraq doesn't have any ownership from the OEM. So what we are doing is particularly it's a tailor-made solution on the factory, carrying it from you can say DFM, evaluating the product, or doing it in-house at Iraq, the whole product itself, with a connected network for multiple sites. So this is what Iraq is now more or less well positioned into the market, and scale is speed. So the scale of India and the speed of our European counterparts, this together is a perfect mix for the market at the moment.
So if I had to ask for one word that would summarize Iraq for the future, difficult one?
No. From my point of view, it's not a difficult question. I say it will be a growing Iraq India company who will be successful because we are supporting the right technology in the right time, means transforming from the, let's say, manual work to the digitalization high automation rate, and we are supporting our customer to those needs what they have in the next years. And with our capabilities in different areas, I think we will fit very good to the needs of our customers.
I always say our customers should make ideas perform. That should be done. And that's our also line. And I see it's our claim.
Our claim. Make ideas perform.
That's our claim, yeah. And from my point, one sentence, I think Iraq TS India or Iraq India will drive the success of the Iraq group in the next years. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. This is now we have
even
much
further
accountability, and this accountability is we are well known for. This is what trust our colleagues from Europe have on us, and this trust we carry to the market. So I see only upwards that we are building this strongly in the next 5 years. Yeah.
So Ritesh, if you want to let the audiences know how can partners contact you at Iraq?
I think through IGCC, I would thank also the team at IGCC to organize this session together with us.
We still have to give the floor for the question and answers. So we still have a few questions that we want to take. But just to wrap up from our end, any last comments, anything that you want to?
So if you have any particular product which you want to industrialize from automotive to industry completely, holistically, and as a 360-degree solution one-stop shop, please contact us. You can reach me at ritesh.matu@edac.com and let's connect.
Or see our websites, reach out us.
And we will share a presentation afterwards in this group so that everyone can follow it up by their own. And please, there are the contact others behind so that you can see it in detail. And I think it makes it easier for you guys. And please get in touch with us. We are open and we are willing to come to your place wherever it is.
Yeah. So Niveda, on that note, I will say thank you from all of us in the room, and I bring the floor across to you for the answer, for the question.
Yes, absolutely. We'll move on to the Q&A now. And also, like Ritesh put, you can always contact us to reach out to EDAG, and also the contact details are on the chat box, and we'll also display it on the screen after the Q&A session. So the first question that we have today is for Mr. Wittich, which is, what is the optimum roadmap to concrete measures that have an immediate effect on technology transfer between Germany and India?
Just to answer in one short answer in one sentence is not easy. As Dirk has said, technologies are coming from projects. And when we are generating the projects together with Germany and India, we have every time for us a project realization scenario in our mind. How we can manage this, what is needed from Germany, what is needed from Indian side, with the view that most workload is here in India for the local customers. And this transformation is then also on the technical side, on technology, but also on qualification, what's happened there. And with this opportunity, we are able to manage this in the flow with the newest technology, with the newest development on other things, what is around such projects, like we have explained with metaverse or whatever is needed. Hopefully this answers your question a little bit.
We'll move on to the next question we have for Mr. Chandra. What are the main hurdles in transition to overall responsibility as the large capex of customers is in a planning phase with EDAG?
I think one of the most important challenges is to really define the goal and intermediate milestones together with us and the customer. Most of the projects, of course, we start with a vision statement or with a line, which really comes from the top, for sure. But of course, then we start to work with real projects. You have to split it up into different steps or different milestones and work streams. I think the biggest hurdle, or I would say, the first immediate step which we work together with customers are to really break down the goal into immediate next steps or milestones and work upon it on both sides.
Okay. So the next question we have is for Mr. Matu. We have, how do you measure market success in India?
Yeah, market success is typically for every, if I'm talking about overall how the market is performing, that you would need to do a due market research around what kind of a product base you are bringing to the market. Though you are doing the same product as a legacy product for quite a while, so listen to your customer. So it is important, the end user, whether it is from the industry, whether it is from the B2C, you have to listen to the customer and evaluate what kind of trends are moving globally into the products itself. So those that kind of roadmap is important going forward in any new technology stack what is being developed, because there is a lot of experiments or the pilots done worldwide. India is dealing now directly to execute those projects into the market and bring the products to the real end use. So it's important to also take the entire market research, entire pilot base, what was delivered worldwide, and use that experience for the local market.
Okay. So the next question we have is for Mr. Keller. What are the initial small steps that one must take towards the digitalization of manufacturing units?
Yeah, so there are many steps. So at first, we are starting with a kind of an AI readiness check to figure out in which status that the company is currently. So to figure out at what's the starting point for digitalization. So having done this and have a clear picture, we are starting with a kind of a vision workshop. It's a process over one day, where we figure out what are the concrete needs and what are the concrete targets of the company. So and have with a EDAC matrix behind, first single use case projections where it makes sense to start with digitalization and create value. So that's important for us, not to do something to have something done. The focus is what does help the company to make things better and to create value in the single use case. So and then we are implementing the first 1, 2, or 3 use cases, working with it, measuring success, and growing from that point.
Okay, on to the next question for Mr. Mattu. The price points in India are very different than they are in Germany. So how do you address this delta?
Yeah, the products are even expensive. So if you have to always look what the end product cost is. So the entire value chain from R&D, from the factory industrialization, that entire capex is planned around the product pricing what is into the market. So you have to really put forward the product line which is really at par to the market, and then you can work the entire value chain backwards, integrating certain you can say core functions out of Europe or US, which is at EDAG available, and bringing the scale of execution from locally from India from EDAG. So you on the price point R&D, I don't see any particular challenges. It's always about having the right product with the right pricing eventually to the market.
The next question we have is for Mr. Keller. Apart from auto and pharma, what are the other industries EDAG served in India or globally?
So it's hard to answer in detail. So we are focusing on the key driver industries. So it's semiconductor, it's energy, it's electronics. So where are the growth rates? So and so that's where we are focusing on right now.
Okay. The next question.
But maybe there's also another field where we are also successfully in other markets than India. We are developing build automated houses. So this is also an interesting
Real
field.
estate.
So it's a complete different world, but it is also possible, and we are doing it. So this gives you also a little bit an idea what is possible.
Vipin, how many ideas are you going to steal from this room?
Thank you.
Okay. We have more questions, so that's good. We have the next question. Either Mr. Reiner or Mr. Keller can answer this. Is it the right time to invest in Germany considering the geopolitical environment? With your experience, what are the major points we may need to keep in mind if we want to set up or acquire an existing small manufacturing entity in Germany?
That's interesting.
That's an Indian businessman asking.
Yes.
This depends at the end to many things. When you are looking to real manufacturing field, production field, where you need a high labor integration, it is not easy at the moment to start such an activity. It should be in such a way, from my point of view, with my experience on it, that you should prepare this really on a good position on the technology, on the product, what you need, what you want to bring in the market, so that you are one of the driver on new technologies, new products. And then I think you will be also possible together with a good process on your production field, so that you have not a high cost on the production field, then you are able to manage it. And I think there are also in Germany starting programs. What the AGC was, I think the name was discussed last year, October in Delhi, when this big event was. And there was made several decisions to make such things easier possible. But when you are open for it, we want to help you to make such things possible, also in Germany, for sure. We can help you.
Okay. So the next question is for Mr. Matu again. How do you plan for a local project with least standardization in process and guidelines, with freedom of solution, with cost restriction?
So the approach is typically to get the Iraq FAT process, what we call in German. This is Iraq technical process overall, to bring the product in, even in the product engineering and even in the factory industrialization. So there is a complete roadmap from Iraq as a technical process, and it includes every function standardization. So this is the core key which we provide to startups. So we have built large scale engineering in Turkey, in China, based on startups which we have developed in automotive industry. So this knowledge we are able to deliver to the customer, and they necessarily can rely on us.
Okay. And now we have our last question, which is, how does your China presence fit into your India and global strategy? And that's for Mr. Wittich.
That's an interesting question, and I think it will surprise you guys. We as EDAG Production Solutions on the manufacturing field, yes, we were in China over many years and also successful when we have worked together with the joint ventures on the German OEM base. But it was not possible for us to enter the local market in China with the thinking on to develop projects together. And therefore, we switched it in another way around, that we said, okay, on the manufacturing field, it is not possible to develop this business from our side in China. Let's use the potential in India. And we are focusing really on this market, then in the market, then on China. So you see, I'm very open about this strategic point, but this activities was needed. When there are projects coming up, we had a project in the cell production field where we have to support a customer from Sweden in China. This we are doing. There we are flexible. There we are able to manage it.
You manage it from Germany.
We have done a multicultural team coming from Sweden, Germany, India, China, and mixing it up and make this then also successful for our customer, what the needs are, and we are able to manage it.
Yeah.
We made it also the other way around. There were a project, one example, that we can make such project possible where we need in a short notice 160 people. This was a project in Mexico. We made it, and mostly with our own resources, but also with partners locally then in Mexico. But this was also a multicultural team from Brazil, Mexico, US, India, Germany. So we are able to manage such things, and we are using then our portfolio worldwide.
So if I would add to what Rainer said, we are having this you can say, technology guidance from our headquarters in Fulda for at least now 15 years. And I think the next growth segment, what we are working very collaboratively is onto battery storage and into new energy, mainly into hydrogen. So there is a huge amalgamation of this international team on both sectors. And this we are building in India as it. So I think this is a message what we can give to the market. It is mainly around this new tech environment. India is the focus at the moment for us. Yeah.
And that's why at the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, we are so pleased to have EDAC as a key partner. I think we kind of have a very mutual give and take, respect for each other, and that's what makes it so valuable. And we wish all the success in this field. And globally, of course. And thank you so much. Yeah, sorry.
We are still getting a flood of questions. Since we have a little time, there's one more question that's quite nice from Mr. Chandra. Is that good? Shall we go ahead with that?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you handle one-off orders that are small batches or small series when considering automation?
Yes, it's possible depending upon small project for sure. There is also possible. We do, as we mentioned, we are not really looking for a big project. It can also be a smaller project depending upon what is to be done and results to be done. It's possible for sure.
I can give you one example. We got a request some years ago. It is Germany, but at the end it shows and explain a little bit what we are doing. The request was, and this is not our core competence, to develop a blood plasma factory.
Blood?
Blood plasma.
Blood plasma.
So it's completely not our core competence, for sure not. And this request was 100% automated. In the beginning, it was completely manual, but the expectation was highly automated. At the end, the customer got one robot. This was the only automated thing what he got because it was for the project the best effort what they can get. It was the best process, and all other processes were manual. With some semi-automation, but mostly it was manual. And this is what we are looking for. What is the best solution for the product, what you want to produce, what you need. And this is not automatically 100% automation.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to say on such a question, that we are delivering the best solution for this process, for this product.
So it could be the right structuring, the right processes, and not necessarily automation and high cost solutions.
So it's always scalable. It's about that. It's about reaching that peak value on the ROI at some
Exactly. Absolutely.
So it is always scalable. The idea from EDAG is always to have a blueprint of revision for your factory, what you would want to do long term with different product lines coming up in 5 to 6 year cycle. But we have a master plan around it. But we start small.
Progressive.
But it's progressive. So you have the clear picture, but your invest is always staggered.
Yeah.
It's an individual solution for our customer. That's the important thing.
And it could begin
It's
from
curated
completely
specifically
We are
for
using
them. It's
standards,
not,
all
but
the
it's
things
not
what
like
is
one
necessary
size fits all.
to
You
make
have
it
a
easy.
ready product that you
Absolutely.
just give. You actually curate it for them, and you really customize it for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what adds that value. That's what brings the value addition to the table.
So we are not doing only highly automated. We do most of it. We start with the requirement analysis with our customers. We can take it to 100% automated level, but this is typically on the assembly, on the core joining technology. Dealing with different materials, that's the USP of EDAC. We work around 20 countries. So we are dealing with very advanced materials which are coming into our markets later. And this USP we bring together to build this world-class facility, whether it is manual or whether it is fully automated. So this entire landscape we cover.
Just when you mentioned 20 countries besides India, outside of Germany, which is the largest base.
Yeah.
Which is the largest base?
India.
Besides India.
For us, and
Yeah.
EDAG Production Solution,
Yeah.
it is India.
But outside of India, what is the next one? Who's the next one?
China. That's
China. China.
That's EDAG Group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more, Niveda?
No, we have a lot of flooding in, but I'm going to request our attendees if they can reach out to us. The details are on our chat box. You can always write to IGCC as well, and we can help you with that, with connecting with EDAG as well. So I think that's it for the day. On behalf of IGCC, I firstly want to thank all our lovely speakers. That was a really engaging session, I must say, that gets a lot of clarity, I'm sure, for attendees as well. And thank you for all our attendees that are here today, and great numbers as well, and being so interactive. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming webinars as well. Thank you so much for all the support, and stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure
Yes,
for
it
us.
was really a pleasure.
Looking forward.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.